Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series Television is brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks, maker of the all-new Aeromax and Louisville Truck Series. Together, we can run the country. And by the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series, America's biggest dirt track late model series. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series has come to Chatham, Louisiana, to Super B Speedway for race number 5 in the 1997 series. Hello, race fans. This is Trace Ali, along with Kevin Billingsley. And once again, the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series has over 60 cars qualifying and racing for another huge purse at a great racetrack.
Some drivers will leave here disappointed because they couldn't make the race, but race fans are going to love this track. The turns are very tight, straightaways are long, and this will go 2 and 3 wide in the turns.
And we saw some of that last night. As a matter of fact, we had the first of like 2 big races. They had a 50-lap race with the winner taking $5,000 last night. Tonight, the winner gets $10,000 with 100 laps. Last night, it was Dale McDowell.
Dale McDowell out of Rossville, Georgia, in the Monday trucking car. Looked absolutely great. He did have to fight off some competitors. He says the springs were wrong, the tires were wrong, but when the checkered flag fell, it was Dale McDowell taking on the big check of $5,000.
It's my first time here, and we really didn't know what to expect. And I think we made a few wrong combinations or put a few wrong combinations on the car, but it turned out okay. We went with a little bit different tire choice than everybody else, and really didn't know how different we were till we lined up, and it was good enough to get the lead. I don't think I had the fastest car. I mean, you know, I think that Bill Fry was a little faster. I think we had, you know, it was in the top 3, I feel like, but was fortunate enough to be up front and could hold them off, and then he had trouble, and it made mine out a whole lot easier.
So it was McDowell picking up his first Hav-A-Tampa win of the season. He's going to gun for number 2 tonight, and he's going to have to do so with a different tire combination more than likely.
And those tire combinations will be a factor for everyone, including Billy Moyer Jr., who won his first race recently, and we'll talk to him when we come back with more action with the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series television coverage here on Fox Sports Net.
The all-new Aeromax 113 meets your big truck demands. Designed and built to meet the recommendations of over 5,500 owners and drivers across America. The new lighter-weight Aeromax 113 sets new Ford standards for driver comfort and handling. Step into this totally new cab and take your place in the middle of the features most requested by drivers like you. Check it out. Call 1-800-FORD-FIRST for your local Ford Aeromax dealer. Then see it yourself. The all-new Ford Aeromax 113.
Iski racing cams and valve train components are made to perfect your racing performance. Meeting the highest standards of America's top competitors is Iski's guarantee. In-house daily testing ensures Iski manufacturing quality that builds in Iski reliability and endurance. Engine builders count on Iski precision tolerances upon delivery. And top drivers keep themselves at the front with proven Iski results. Iski does the testing, you do the racing. Go fast. Go Iski.
It's the racing collectible of the 21st century, the all-new Puzzleables. Exclusive one-of-a-kind photographs of dirt track racing stars Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith. Captured on this 6-sided Puzzleable cube with gold embossed signature case, a one-time limited edition release. Puzzleables can be purchased at Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith's souvenir stand or by calling toll-free 1-888-681-7773. Get your Scott Bloomquist or Freddie Smith Puzzleable soon. It's America's hottest racing collectible.
Race fans, come see why Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC is the South's largest GMC dealer. Carl Black has a giant inventory of GMC trucks for you to choose from, and they have a huge selection of full-size pickups. The hard-to-find 3-door Z71, Carl Black has plenty of them. Commercial truck buyers, Carl Black has a large inventory of GMC commercial vehicles featuring dualies, 3/4 tons, dump trucks, high cubes, stake bodies, and more. So before you buy from just any old dealer, come and see Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC at exit 116 off I-75 in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing action, of course, a big issue on Friday night as Dale McDowell won that race, as we said earlier. And tonight we're back to another race, 100 laps to make it happen. Of course, again, as we mentioned, the tire combinations are all over the map for all of these guys this time. We're not quite sure who's going to be on what tire tonight, are we?
No, I don't think so. I don't think any combination will be the same for any driver. But one guy who's pretty good at setting up the cars and figuring out which tires to run, Billy Moyer.
Of course, Billy Moyer won the last race the Hav-A-Tampa Series hosted at Crossville Speedway, and he found everything to be right that time. But figuring it out this time is going to be a real issue. We talked to Billy about this race.
You got to know your car, you know, understand what it's doing, and just, you know, kind of walk your way around the racetrack in your mind what the car is going to do, what you think it needs, and it's just some small changes of, moving lead here or there, shocks and springs, I call it small changes. I mean, there's quite a few things to do, but if you just understand what the car likes for what kind of racetrack, and that's what I'll try to work real hard on, is knowing what the car likes.
After 32 wins in 1996, of course, Billy Moyer and the GVS race team have nowhere to go but maybe down a little bit. If he wins 28 races this year, Kevin, it still looks bad compared to last year, which was an incredible year.
Yeah, 32 races in 1 year. That's a lot of cash, a lot of trophies. He may have to build another trophy room.
And, of course, I know his wife, Joyce, likes to collect those trophies, and I'm sure she's ready to add on to the house anytime Billy can win. Billy, of course, told us a lot about the racetrack, but we're going to see now some of that action from the heat races that determined the first 18 folks before the consies tonight as we go forward here with Hav-A-Tampa Series coverage. Let's take a look at some of the action. Right off the bat, Billy Moyer in the 21 GVS race team car out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, flies to the front and shows that delicate, sensitive touch on the racetrack that hammers the opponents every time he steps to the front for a win. Billy, off a remarkable 1996 with 32 wins, takes heat race number 1. In heat race number 2 from Knoxville, Tennessee, driving the Ralph Curtis equipment car, it's none other than Skip Arp, a winner of many major Hav-A-Tampa races in Tennessee and Georgia, now on the hunt for the championship as he pursues a win and super speed at the Super V Speedway. Of course, he's got it licked at this point as the other cars try to follow in his heat and can't take the win. The start of heat race number 3 is immediately dramatic. Freddie Smith has slowed down. Quickly, Bill Fry gets into the 00 car with a restart quickly underway. Once again, more action. Again, almost tied up in turn 2 as the whole crowd gets together. Freddie Smith once again just gets by narrowly, and Bill Fry races side by side with a 1 car, but gets close, too close for comfort, and whips him around, withdrawing the action into other cars who can't quite escape the fury in front of them. But for Robbie Starnes out of Houston, Texas, he escaped and ran with deft speed all the way down to win heat race number 3 and gain one of the top spots for the start of tonight's race. Heat race number 4, quickly off turn 2. The speed is going for Wendell Wallace, but not for David Gibson. As a car rolls over him, another smacks into the back. David Gibson totally out of the race, but Wendell Wallace again returns to finish the heat race as winner in heat race number 4 and takes the outside position of row number 2. Again, Billy Moyer has the pole position in tonight's race. Next to him will be Skip Arp. Inside row 2, Robbie Starnes and Wendell Wallace. And as one young race fan builds his dirt track racing future, we'll be back in a moment with tonight's Isky Racing Cam's starting lineup.
When you win this many races, the rewards gotta be big. New 76 NASCAR High Performance Motor Oil.
Presenting the awesome Yardman by MTD Lawn Tractor. With an automatic transmission and powerful industrial commercial engine, it bags, mulches, and discharges grass, all for the price of much tamer tractors. Yardman by MTD Mowers and Tractors. American made, American owned.
Home team's Fox Attitude. You're watching Fox Sports South. Rivals take the field on Fox Sports South. The nation's best will be loading the bases and knocking them home in what promises to be an SEC slugfest. Alabama versus Auburn, today at 3 on Fox Sports South.
You are now entering the Party Zone, a new 36-song collection of today's hottest dance tracks.
Baby, let me show you how to do this. You gotta move this. Don't turn around. You're the common sauce in town. Open the door, open the door. Everybody want the dinosaur. Oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. I'm looking for a new love, baby.
This awesome collection is not
not sold in stores, so order now. Call toll-free now for the Party Zone. Cassettes $19.98, CDs $26.98. Call now.
The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series lineup for tonight starts out with Billy Moyer Jr., of course, a standout in any racetrack, and especially here so far. The number 21 car will be the pole sitter from Batesville, Arkansas, and on the outside with Skip Arp, Georgetown, Tennessee, in car 31. 77 car of Robbie Starnes starts inside row 2 from Houston, Texas. Outside, it's Batesville, Arkansas's Wendell Wallace in the 6M.
On the inside of row number 3 tonight, Steve Russell from Pontotoc, Mississippi. And on the outside of row number 3, it's Ronnie Johnson out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, in the car number 5. Row number 4 on the inside, car number 99, Donnie Moran of Dresden, Ohio. Clint Smith from Griffin, Georgia, on the outside of row 4.
Inside row 5, it's Ricky Ingles from Longview, Texas, driving the 81 car. Outside, Dale McDowell, winner of last night's 50-lap feature, the 17M car out of Rossville, Georgia. Row 6, it's Freddie Smith, the defending 1996 Hav-A-Tampa Series champion from Knoxville, Tennessee, in the 00 car. The 5X car on the outside of row 6, Ronnie Pouchet from Natchitoches, Louisiana.
On row number 7 on the inside in the orange 1V car, Johnny Verdon out of Russellville, Arkansas. On the outside of row number 7, number 91, Donald Watson out of Greenwell Springs, Louisiana. Row number 8, the number 1 car, Johnny Stokes out of Columbus, Mississippi. And in the 75 car, it's Terry Phillips from Springfield, Missouri.
And in row 9, inside from Coffeyville, Kansas, it's Al Perkey in the 33 car. Outside, Marshall Green from Dalton, Georgia, in the 89 car. Row 10, it's Bill Fry from Greenbrier, Arkansas, the 66 car. The 21 car on the outside of row 10, Ricky Idem from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
On row 11 in car 222, Mike Boland out of Cuba, Alabama. Mark Miner starts on the outside of row 11. Of course, he's from Stockbridge, Georgia. The provisionals for tonight in the G2 car, David Gibson out of Ash Flat, Arkansas. And on the outside, car number 60, Gar Dixon, taking his 3rd and final provisional of the year out of Flintstone, Georgia. The owner's choices tonight, number 98, Lee J. Haddix out of Ruston, Louisiana. And finishing out the field, and on the outside of row 13 is Kenny Merchant, also out of Ruston, Louisiana, driving the car number C28.
Our speed shot camera on the front straightaway catches the field as the end of it passes by, and we go now to a look out of turn number 3. Let's make that number 3. They come around on the top side there of 3 and 4, headed back into the front straightaway. The crowd does the wave by as drivers do the same coming down the front straightaway, and they'll get ready to roll here in a moment. They're going to line up double wide, Kevin. And of course, they'll be double wide as they enter turn 3. They're supposed to match speeds, keep it there, keep it even. And the Hav-A-Tampa officials will turn them loose with the green flag or the green light, whichever occurs first. It will be green.
And out of the top 10 starters today, there are 45 Hav-A-Tampa victories between the 10 drivers.
And of course, behind them are almost an equal number. We've got some super cars. This is the best full-fledged field, some of the best race cars in America right here tonight in Chatham, Louisiana, ready to race for $10,000 to the winner and a total of a $56,000 purse tonight. Billy Moyer, of course, on the pole position, one of his favorite spots, is definitely the heavy favorite at this point. Unless some mechanical gremlins get in the way, he should be the man that everybody's going to have to chase for the rest of the entire race. The race is underway. Billy Moyer's already in the middle as they go down the front straightaway. Robbie Starnes dives to the inside, takes the pole position away, and Wendell Wallace comes right up and matches speed with Skip Arp as they tear into turn 3 after a quick fly right down the back straightaway, Kevin.
And Billy Moyer is already back to 6th place after starting on the pole. And there you see Wendell Wallace trying to go on the outside and get past that 77 car, Robbie Starnes.
Wendell Wallace understands this is a race to get to the front immediately. You don't wait around on this kind of a race, and you don't want to get caught behind anyone else, especially with other people stacking up behind you. Robbie Starnes is going for clear sailing. Freddie Smith and the 00 car, and Billy Moyer, who slipped from first all the way back, is now being ridden hard on the heels by the Smith car.
And Moyer's running 8th right now. Freddie 9th, trying to take that spot from him as they go into turn 3 and out of 4.
And so far, the man from Houston is absolutely flying around the racetrack. Everybody else trying to find some way to find that same kind of speed. G1, that's the Pontotoc, Mississippi driver Steve Russell with 99. Donnie Moran tailing him, and behind them it looks like the 16 or 17 car of Dale McDowell. The 91 car, I guess, is the problem out here. We're watching him pull out. It was Donald Watson out of Greenwell Springs, Louisiana.
Started on the outside of row number 7, and he just took his car on back to the garage area.
We'll do our update here in a moment. We'll give him a couple more laps. We're approximately 5 laps in at this point.
Just a terrible start for Billy Moyer Jr. Not sure if something went wrong with the car, but they ganged up on him pretty quick, and he goes from first all the way to 8th before the caution came out. He's probably scratching his head, and we mentioned the tire combinations tonight.
I think the tire combination is probably the culprit at this point, for the simple reason Billy Moyer's car was flawless. He's got great engines, working on a program with other cars. It's a great team all around. I don't think there's a power problem at this point. I think you're right. I think it just very simply is the tire combination getting out from under him.
The leader, interesting, while we have a second here, and I'll tell this very quickly, the leader right now is 77, Robbie Starnes. You know, he has 2 career Hav-A-Tampa victories, and believe it or not, he won 1 in 93, 1 in 94, and it just so happens that in each of those wins, it was this particular weekend of the year. So could this be the lucky weekend?
Well, I think that's the kind of thing you don't talk about quite that much, or you do what they call the magic jinx on somebody. But we're going to hope that this is a solid performance. It's just beginning. Of course, for our friend from Houston, Texas, Robbie Starnes had very tough luck so far. 4 races prior to this, he's had 4 crashes. And he did finish the 4th race, but the other 3 he has not. So Robbie Starnes is due, if anybody is, as he lines them up here coming out of turn 4, getting ready to go green, and once again around the cone, up the speed and down the straightaway with all those cars flying by us very quickly, almost up to 100 miles an hour instantly there as they go into turn 1. Robbie again comes out smoothly as he stabs the speed down the back straightaway. Behind him, a little bit of a stack up there as G1 with Pontotoc, Mississippi, Steve Russell is backed up in front of Wendell Wallace, who is finding himself a little bit detached and somewhat frustrated by the fact that he can't get around that race car because of the track he's on right now. Donnie Moran is definitely on the move, though, Kevin. Look at that. He's inside, right there, inside of course, the 6M, Wendell Wallace, and pulls away.
Now in 3rd place, once he got past the 6 car.
Wendell Wallace now fighting a little bit for some traction. I was kind of caught up there for a minute, but Wendell is slipping for some reason. I'm not sure why. Again, maybe like Moyer, he's got the wrong tire combination for this early part of the race, and we'll have to work on getting it up as we go. The G1 car races into 2nd. This is an incredible moment here for Steve Russell. Wayman Gibson's team car there racing hard now behind the Robbie Starnes car as they get a little bit low on the track, but the G1 car looks for the higher line, goes up and then dives back down through 1 into turn 2, and again it's Robbie Starnes flying down the back straightaway. Inside, a little dirt up in the air, 77, it's Robbie Starnes from Houston, Texas, and being chased down by Mississippi's Steve Russell. And that was Donnie Moran getting into Steve Russell there. He put the right front of his car just on the inside, checked him up just a little, backed off so neither of them would spin out, and of course is a master at making those kind of moves. Russell gets a little loose, and the 99 car gets a little wobbly right there behind him. Everybody's getting a little bit tenuous there in some of those places where it looks like, to me, it's loose enough to go through, but on the other hand, it's easy to get lost. Freddie Smith puts a serious fender on Clint Smith just that moment ago, Kevin.
Yeah, the Smiths going head-to-head, and it's the Southern gentleman trying to get the take the spot away from the younger Smith.
That's right. No friends at this point, and they're getting, here we go. It looks like Moran is going to make that move. He's made it stick now. He forced Russell completely to the high side out of the groove that he wanted to keep and is him back. But here comes Russell again, staying to the high side and moving quickly through turn 2. Jumps off the bank and goes down the back straightaway, still basically holding dead even, although Moran is running a shorter course around the racetrack on the low side. It looks like the right spot for the other car to stay.
And Robbie Starnes continues to hold him off. He was the winner.
They're chasing him down. Look at that. Robbie Starnes got a little bit slow in turn 2. Almost got caught up with the 99 car and Russell in the G1 car. Both of them coming right up under him. Almost for a moment they made contact briefly. On the front straightaway, you see the speed of them and how they're all kind of basically fighting on the low side of the racetrack. They're going to be cutting it close tonight, Kevin, staying close to those tires, because that seems to be about the only place where extra traction seems to exist for anyone to make a pass at this point.
I hope they have those tires nailed down, or somebody's going to keep moving them in and in. And that's what they're trying to do, is keep just as close to that inside as possible, catch some of that fresh, moist dirt.
That's right. 99, Donnie Moran now slides back just a little. Steve Russell continues to maintain that momentum. Looks very good as he flies right on behind the Robbie Starnes car, the 77 car, your leader so far in the race here tonight. We'll be looking at some of the others in the pack as we go along, but we just can't get away from here. There's too much at stake just right now in second place for these two cars as they battle away here in Chatham, Louisiana. It's Super B Speedway as the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series is putting on a big-time show for race fans who love this kind of sport.
And Steve Russell, watch the back end of that car almost come around as he comes out of each and every turn, but he manages to wrestle it back in.
Clint Smith, of course, has got Freddie Smith. Not a good thing to have right on him. We've got a spin out. The leaders have all spun out. The top three have spun out. There they are. Starnes, Russell, and Wallace all banked up together out in turn two. What a catastrophe for those three. All of them will move to the back of the pack. That's just the beginning of tonight's race. We're going to take a look at what happened when we come back a little more if we can. Right here as the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series continues, brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks on Fox Sports South.
No one's ever built a truck like this before. Over 50 dedicated engineers have been working with more than 5,000 trucking professionals for more than 3 years, just to make one person happy. Introducing the all-new Ford Aeromax. We changed everything but the handle. Together, we can run the country.
Iski Racing Cams has earned its legendary reputation for performance in every product it makes. Every part is built to correct tolerances and tested, and tested again. There's no backseat in racing. And Iski Racing Cams, valve springs, and roller lifters are built to supply you with the power to win. And to make sure you finish first, Iski's correct tolerances, production quality, and product reliability are the racing industry's top standards. Go fast. Go Iski.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we like to keep people moving, from pay at the pump to fast BP shops. P.S. We sent your letter to our engineering group. BP, we keep you moving.
Are up to their old tricks again, flying and ranking high in the Eastern Conference. Dikembe Mutombo, Christian Leitner, and Mookie Blaylock lead the new resurgence of the Hawks. Be here for every break, every score, and every jam as the hoops heat up in Hotlanta. The Hawks buzz the T-Wolves tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports South.
Hav-A-Tampa Series. Fast Talk.
Ford Commercial Trucks' commitment to the heavy truck industry now features the all-new Ford Aeromax 113. And those who've driven it give it an A+ for handling.
It's the most comfortable truck I've ever been in. I've driven most of them, different brands. And it's laid out, the cab, the controls are all easy to reach, easy to find, and it's well thought out. The days of the old bouncy, noisy trucks are over. You know, the drivers need to be comfortable to they're not so tired at the end of the day, and this takes a long step towards solving that problem.
Let's talk about Ford's commitment here to the heavy truck industry. Do you think this is on the money?
Oh, it's a tremendous truck built from the ground up. Ford brought in over 5,500 folks, mechanics, drivers from different fleet situations, the people that purchased the truck, the owners, and asked them what they wanted in a truck when they started designing and building the truck. And from old mechanics where I came up through the pits, this is just a tremendous truck from the ground up. It is the start of new evolution, I believe, in the trucking industry. It's far ahead of anything that we've ever built. I believe we're ahead of anybody else in the industry currently with a truck of this type.
As the new Ford Aeromax 113 turns the miles across America, the eyes of America's trucking industry are turning to Ford. Ford research among 5,000 truck drivers and owners brought forth the most requested customer features in Ford's Aeromax 113. In today's terms, big comfort, power to operate, and control at the wheel are all in the hands of today's driver. See it and ride the new wave of trucking success in Ford's Aeromax 113.
Back in Chatham, Louisiana, at Super B Speedways, the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series is 27 laps deep. We had a spin out before the caution, and actually all it affected was Donnie Moran. He moved back, and of course that put Starnes back in the lead. Let's take a quick look at the top 5 as they stand, brought to you by Iski Racing Cams. Race with a legend.
Robbie Starnes is your leader, and Steve Russell is currently second, Wendell Wallace third, Skip Arp fourth, and Ricky Ingles currently riding fifth.
And that's the way it is so far. And of course, even after that spin out, Starnes retains the lead on every single lap so far. He shot to the front at the first part of the thing. He's led 27 laps and owns them all as they come back. They stab the front straightaway with speed as the green comes out, and away they go again. Houston's Robbie Starnes in the lead as they fight through turn 2 and 1 and go after it once again. Steve Russell, the G1 car, another nice surprise, up near the front with Wendell Wallace chasing him very fast in third.
They all go in there, single line freight train, and somebody's going to have to go too wide sooner or later. They're not going to wait around on this.
Steve Russell's line, if you'll watch, he stays low into, then goes to the high side, while Robbie Starnes continues to stay low on every part of the racetrack. Apparently, he's found a way to match both ends of the track and the front straightaways and pull them all together on the same spot over and over again. Ronnie Johnson on the high side. He's around Wendell Wallace. He's moving right up. In fact, all of a sudden, it looks like he's coming. He's making the pass. He's taking over the lead. He just about had it there. He's taking it back again. Here comes Ronnie Johnson, slipping to the high side. Inside Ronnie Boucher, who's not on the lead at this point, and takes it away from Robbie Starnes. He goes back up. He's going to the high side. He's definitely lifted enough. He's put the distance on him. He's got the lead. Ronnie Johnson has taken the lead from Robbie Starnes, approximately 38 laps into the race. Now, Freddie Smith has gone to the low side and taken it away from Clint Smith. That's 7th place right there.
Finally, after a little more than 30 laps, he manages to get the pass. And Johnson, by the way, the car has come in with the track conditions, and he's going up high.
Steve Russell now going to the high and outside move there against Robbie Starnes. As we said earlier, watching Robbie Starnes rub that right tire so fast, so hard on the right rear of the car makes that thing get out of touch. Steve Russell now out there on the outside. He's getting around Starnes. Starnes is getting off. 0-0 coming inside now, inside the Boucher car, as he begins his attack on Robbie Starnes Skip Arp. Skip Arp still ahead of him. I forgot about that one. And then on the outside, Wendell Wallace mixing it up and making it real interesting for everybody.
As Starnes has gone from first to third right now, and Skip Arp trying to put enough pressure on him to drop him to 4th place. And Starnes is losing the handle just a bit. Tires are heating up. The race is getting a little bit longer. Maybe the tires are getting a little thinner.
Starnes has worn down that right rear enough now that it's a factor. He has been passed by 3 or 4 cars, and others are beginning to find a way around him as well. Here goes Freddie Smith inside, coming out of turn 4 and down the front straightaway, flying down there, and now chasing down Skip Arp, a sort of teammate of sorts, as Christian Berry Trucking and Ralph Curtis, both out of Knoxville, kind of semi-support the two teams together. 66 car, Bill Fry, Arkansas, now banging on the left side of the Clint Smith car. Clint losing a little bit of ground now too as Bill Fry begins to pull up and get ahead on that particular pass. Now going through turn 1 and 2, and the 2 cars are flying right on through, but this is definitely Bill Fry's move that put him closer to the front. Now perhaps the methodical moves that Bill Fry is famous for over periods of time will begin to open up here and bring his car closer to the front. Marshall Green there still battling to keep himself from Ronnie Johnson's attempt to pass again. Ronnie Johnson is just absolutely going wild in the middle to the upper part of the racetrack, Kevin, and making it stick over and over again as he continues to motor around and pass cars. Now going inside just a little bit on the C28 car of Kenny Merchant, who's got a wiggle and a wobble there in his tail, and a little problem with the number 6M car pushing him around in the process.
Yeah, and the Dale McDowell in the 17M car having his fair share of problems so far is Ronnie Johnson, kind of a neighbor, goes by him.
We see Lee J. Haddix in the 98 car behind the 99 car of Donnie Moran. Now Billy Moyer sticking the nose under there a little bit, trying to find himself some action to get moving towards the front again. Clint Smith is now, I guess, beginning to wear his tires just a little because Lee J. Haddix has moved up on him, and now the 99 car is finding room to go around him on the high side. They'll battle here through turn 3 and 4 and try to bring it a little bit closer to the front. The 31 car gets a little wide there. Now he's beginning to throw that right rear out, Kevin. That's not a good move. We've got another move over flag telling those folks to get out of the way and let Skip Arp and others get on by. I think they're giving it to Marshall Green. I think it was the 89 car that got...
I think that's Ronnie Pochet that they're trying to move over so the leaders, the lead pack, can get past them. There's another glimpse of Ronnie Johnson. And working on Billy Moyer this time.
Billy Moyer is apparently going to be lapped at this point by Ronnie Johnson. Incredible when you consider he started the pole and has had absolutely one of the fastest race cars all weekend long here before the caution. And that's Robbie Starnes. He's up in turn 2 and definitely at a standstill.
I think it was a matter of time before something like that happened. You could see the car seem like lap after lap after lap it started riding up a little bit higher, and hopefully he'll be able to get it fired up and continue on.
As we watch Robbie Starnes consider his fate, we'll take a break here in Chatham, Louisiana at Super B Speedway. We'll be back in a moment with more Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series action.
It's the racing collectible of the 21st century, the all-new Puzzleables. Exclusive one-of-a-kind photographs of dirt track racing stars Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith. Captured on this 6-sided Puzzleable cube with gold embossed signature case, a one-time limited edition release. Puzzleables can be purchased at Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith's souvenir stand or by calling toll-free 1-888-681-7773. Get your Scott Bloomquist or Freddie Smith Puzzleable soon. It's America's hottest racing collectible.
Race fans, come see why Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC is the South's largest GMC dealer. Carl Black has a giant inventory of GMC trucks for you to choose from, and they have a huge selection of full-size pickups. The hard-to-find 3-door Z71, Carl Black has plenty of them. Commercial truck buyers, Carl Black has a large inventory of GMC commercial vehicles featuring dualies, 3/4 tons, dump trucks, high cubes, stake bodies, and more. So before you buy from just any old dealer, come and see Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC at exit 116 off I-75 in Kennesaw, Georgia.
When you win this many races, the rewards gotta be big. New 76 NASCAR High Performance Motor Oil.
Presenting the Yardman by MTD 3-in-1 self-propelled mower. It mulches, bags, discharges, has a 6-speed drive and a powerful engine, all for the price of much tamer mowers. Yardman by MTD Mowers and Tractors. American made, American owned.
You're watching Fox Sports South. Rivals take the field on Fox Sports South. The nation's best will be loading the bases and knocking them home in what promises to be an SEC slugfest. Alabama versus Auburn, today at 3 on Fox Sports South.
The Hav-A-Tampa starter is ready to get him back. He's given him the once-over sign. Gentlemen, start the speed, pick it up. Let's get back to work. The top 5 so far after 55 laps. Ronnie Johnson, Skip Arp, the 00 car, Freddie Smith, 6M Wendell Wallace, and in 5th, Mr. Stokes, Johnny Stokes in the 1 car, who's had a dramatic evening all the way through, being involved in a couple of accidents earlier tonight, and now sits in 5th after an incredible beginning of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. 55 laps in the books. Kevin, we got a flowing show.
Can you believe only 12 guys, 13 guys on the lead lap?
That's what we've got as the green flag comes out once again. Our speed shot gives you that speed and the feeling of that power that comes from these 700 horsepower engines. Mostly big engines tonight. One of the biggest is the 00 of Freddie Smith, the defending champion, who's chasing down Skip Arp and working really almost into the midfield there, trying to get inside him to get around him. As the two of them battle, the number 5 car from Chattanooga speeds away down the back straightaway, gets into turn 3 as they're still battling out there on the back straightaway. Freddie is definitely trying to make his move now, while he thinks his tires are in better shape than they will be as the race goes on.
And they touch a little bit. Apparently the tires cooled off enough for Freddie Smith's car to run a little bit better, especially down the low line.
Freddie Smith works the backside of Skip Arp's 31 car like a surgeon that knows how to put an incision in and not even leave a mark when he comes back out. The 6M car of Wendell Wallace now, too, out of Batesville, trying to make some more of an impression on everybody. Lee J. Haddocks, what a story there. Started 25th, has moved up 14 positions, is battling to get that 15th one right now inside the Bill Fry car, 66 there on your screen down the front straightaway, pushing 105 miles an hour as they go right into turn 1.
And Lee J. Haddocks is one of the promoter's choices, and the promoter made a great choice tonight.
An incredibly good choice. He started 25th, and we said he's moved almost 15 positions forward since the race began, and just a little over 56 laps, I believe it is. Wendell Wallace now still on the outside, still working the middle to the high side of the racetrack. Freddie Smith, of course, getting the jump inside again as he comes through and into turn 4, staying on the low side as they continue to pursue extra speed and someplace on the racetrack to get around each other a little quicker. Clint Smith of the 1 car, Kevin, has got the 1V of Johnny Verdon behind him. And, of course, Billy Moyer inside, who just continues to go a little bit backwards and probably a little crazy, trying to figure out how to get his magnificent machine to do better than this.
I think as we've mentioned a couple of times, it's all in the rubber that's running on the track right now. And as you can see, the track is getting blacker and blacker. That means it's getting slicker, and the guys are they got their hands full right now.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck in one groove. It's kind of hard to get out of the groove the other guys are running, although we do have 2 preferred lines. We've got guys fighting on the low side most of the time, but there are others who have made a lot of progress down the middle and then to the high side, which Clint Smith briefly flirts with as he goes down the back straightaway in the 1 car. But Ronnie Johnson's your leader, coming up on the back of the G2 car of David Gibson, who is on the other lap. Unfortunately, he gets past here. He'll be 2 laps down, and the 89 car of Marshall Green may get a move-over flag here if he doesn't get out of the way as Ronnie Johnson continues to progress right down the back straightaway with the lead in his hands. Look at that. Lee J. Haddocks is putting on what a show tonight. Ran last year for Rookie of the Year, finished 2nd overall, and this year he's putting on a show with the masters of the scene here, including Wendell Wallace that he just put a pass on with a beautiful move there as the 98 car went right on down again. Skip Arp holding him back just a little bit, but again, the 2 Knoxville area drivers are going at it pretty strongly here and giving us a good little show. We're looking with our caution that has brought a car up, I believe, up in turn 2. That will slow down the action here at Lee J. Haddocks. After starting and going so far forward, suddenly has a problem out in turn 2. We'll try to find out if we know what's wrong with the car. His helmet just came off. That's not a good sign for the 98 car and its driver. Lee J. sitting up there in the turn now without apparently it does not look good. In fact, there's the 4-wheeler giving him a push off. I guess this is a moment for us to break away. We better do that. We've got plenty of action to call yet as we've got approximately 37, let's make that 47 laps to go here as they continue to battle at Super B Speedway. More Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series television coverage coming up on Fox Sports Net in a moment.
Riverdance. It swept Europe and now is sweeping the U.S. Experience this symphony of sight and sound, now available on home video. Feel the pulsating rhythm as 80 performers ignite your passion. Order Riverdance today, and you'll save $5 through this special TV offer. Now you can own your copy of Riverdance for only $19.98. Don't miss your chance for the original Riverdance. Order now.
Have your credit card ready? You can call 1-800-253-8005 to order Riverdance. Order today and save $5. Only $19.98 plus shipping. That's 1-800-253-8005. Sorry, no CODs.
The all-new Aeromax 113 meets your big truck demands. Designed and built to meet the recommendations of over 5,500 owners and drivers across America. The new lighter-weight Aeromax 113 sets new Ford standards for driver comfort and handling. Step into this totally new cab and take your place in the middle of the features most requested by drivers like you. Check it out. Call 1-800-FORD-FIRST for your local Ford Aeromax dealer. Then see it yourself. The all-new Ford Aeromax 113.
It's the racing collectible of the 21st century, the all-new Puzzleables. Exclusive one-of-a-kind photographs of dirt track racing stars Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith. Captured on this 6-sided Puzzleable cube with gold embossed signature case, a one-time limited edition release. Puzzleables can be purchased at Scott Bloomquist and Freddie Smith souvenir stand or by calling toll-free 1-888-681-7773. Get your Scott Bloomquist or Freddie Smith Puzzleable soon. It's America's hottest racing collectible. And they're coming back here. There's Ronnie Johnson as the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series begins lap 68 in tonight's 100-lap feature at Super B Speedway with lots of speed. The cone flying off on the right side of your screen, and all of them screaming through, trying to get that speed. Ronnie Johnson is in the lead, but Freddie Smith is putting on a great show for all of us race fans, and that includes you, as he chases the 31 car of Skip Arp. Skip doing a marvelous job, though, of course, of holding him back. But Freddie is just about at that point in the race where he'll start to make some moves, and suddenly you'll wonder what happened. Was he just sandbagging and holding us up, or what?
Yeah, he pounded on Clint Smith early in the race, and Skip Arb's getting some of that pounding right now. He's trying to take over the second place spot. Of course, Johnson's still in the lead. And there's the pole sitter, Billy Moyer.
Sitting way back there behind Clint Smith, somewhere around 10th, 11th, possibly 12th place. Hasn't really had a chance to move up since. This racetrack is kind of set in. It's getting harder and harder to pass. The few that are taking a lot of chances, going a lot of weird places on the racetrack to try to... Steve Russell underneath you there. Boy, look at the close call there as they come under you with super speeds on the front straightaway here in Chatham. Number one, of course, Clint Smith out of Griffin, Georgia, with Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas, right under him. Ahead of them, you see the 81 car of Ricky Ingles, and ahead of him, it's Wendell Wallace in the 6M car. Continues to try to strategize his way towards the front as well.
Billy Moyer may be jinxed by that pole position this year at Hav-A-Tampa. The pole sitter has yet to win a race so far.
That's a good point, Kevin. That's a good point. No one on the 72 laps rolling right on down the racetrack now as we continue to head for home. Ronnie Johnson could be a big winner here tonight. This would be his first win this year. And more amazingly, it would give two Chattanooga area drivers the big wins this weekend.
Yeah, Ronnie Johnson right now saying, show me the money.
And show me the way around turn 3, just like before. He talks to his car, pats it on the dash, and says, let's keep this up. We're doing great. He's pulling away. As a matter of fact, now he's beginning to put some serious distance on him. Some of that has to do with the fact that the more these cars fight with each other, like you see the 31 and 00 fighting right now, the more they slow themselves down. The others behind them just have to kind of put up with it because there doesn't seem to be a way around them. You can see how black and slick it's getting out there in turn 3 and 4. That means the track, although fast, is getting harder and harder to pass on because it's so slick. Too easy to lose control if you're not real careful. Steve Russell and others shoot underneath you here with super speed of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series.
Yeah, that's not asphalt. This is dirt. It's just all that rubber and these heavy cars pounding the track, and it's getting slick.
A look here of the 60 car of Gar Dixon, and now on the low side, 3 wide down to the front straightaway. Mike Boland, the 222 car, and Terry Phillips puts a move on him, going to the low side in the 75 car. Gar Dixon now fights his way back up to the top. 77 laps away as we go down and around and over again at Super B Speedway.
And who says it's single file racing, 3 wide in the turn?
So much for my theory about passing being a problem, that's for sure. Terry Phillips putting on a great show. Going now inside, Steve Russell making a little contact there just for a moment. Again, moving with such precision. It's unbelievably frightening to us that don't drive these things to see
see just how close these guys get and still keep it together on the racetrack at well over 100 miles an hour on those straightaways.
Yeah, Russell's coming up way high on the backstretch in particular, and I thought he may have grazed that guardrail.
Freddie Smith is fighting for everything and not having any help from Bill Fry, who's on the outside of him in the 66 car, now making life a little bit difficult again as he fights to the outside and begins to pick up speed, and now he's slightly past Freddie Smith. Skip Arp feels the thunder to the right of his car and tries to speed up a little bit faster too. Now it's like we got to quit fighting to save tires. We've got to start racing. We're over 80 laps deep, and now it's beginning the final charge for that $10,000 to the winner as we battle here at Super B Speedway.
And once again, Ronnie Johnson continues to pull away, and Dale McDowell, when he came up on Dale McDowell, McDowell's finger just pointed out, said, I'm going high, you just get under me and pass me because I know you're running faster than anybody.
82 laps as our leaders continue to pour away at it. Here you're looking at the second and third place car. Skip Arp, the second place in 31, followed by Freddie Smith in 00, but all of a sudden, that's not true anymore. Bill Fry has made the pass. He is behind. He's past Skip Arp. He found the high side and went around him. Now, Freddie Smith says, that's the place I'm going. I'm going to find my way around. He's been battling with Skip Arp in the 31 car on the low side, lap after lap, but now he sees Bill Fry's success. He's going to try to emulate the same move and get himself around Skip Arp. And it seems to be working. Inch by inch, the 00 is pulling around the 31 car, going down the back straightaway, gaining on the speed. But Skip Arp holds it hard, puts the nose in there, but it's not enough. Freddie Smith has made the pass. Now he's pulled ahead, and Bill Fry in the 66 car is on the move. Well, great shot there of Ronnie Johnson, Kevin, coming out of turn 3. We're down to lap 86 as they bore through and put the speed on. Ronnie Johnson holding the lead.
Yeah, Freddie Smith pounded his way to second. I'm not sure if he can keep up with Ronnie Johnson. There you see Freddie once again.
Freddie putting a fender right into the 66 car, having an incredible time here as Bill Fry has made the move that taught Freddie how to get around the Skip Arp. Skip held him up for many laps, but now they're battling each other. And here's Freddie Smith repeating his role, but now the cars have changed. It's Bill Fry in the 66 car that he's got to work over.
Well, he's worked over 2 or 3 guys tonight. I'm sure one more is not going to stand in his way.
And this is the battle for second and third right there. We watch him come under the camera on the front straightaway. Here comes the speed out of turn 4 of the rest of the pack. Terry Phillips still making his moves. He comes under the 1 car. Now he's going ahead. He's ahead of Burton and holding him off as the 1 car continues to battle to the outside and is trying to pull up behind him to make his move felt again.
A lot of juggling, a lot of shuffling going down as Ronnie Johnson tries to get inside and get past
10 laps to go, Kevin. 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Here we go. Ronnie Johnson holding off the fight there from the 1 car. I'm trying to find out who that is. The 1 car battling away there. 66 car, Bill Fry still to the high side. A little bit of action there as Freddie Smith gets just a little bit into him and gets a little out of shape. Johnny Stokes in that 1 car. That's who we're looking for. The man is on the move also. A number of people have decided they're going to try to go win this race. Now Al Stokes is on the high side of Ronnie Johnson coming around turn 4. Major battle out there as Johnson continues to fight for everything. Move over flags are going out again, but we see Ronnie Johnson fighting as he goes inside Terry Phillips, trying to get away from him as well.
Well, the race has been Johnson so far. Watch, he continues to keep the low line around the track. A little bit wiggly coming out of the turn, but he's going to go back into the next turn.
Just a little bit of a control.
Just
a little bit of a control problem. Yeah. Exactly. Just a little bit, but again, it's the slickness of the racetrack. They're trying to all overcome. You've got to keep the speed constant. You mess up too badly, and like at the early stages of the races, you'll see your car turning sideways and going to the infield. Johnny Verdon there on your screen with Johnny Stokes behind him. Both of those battling with 5 laps to go. Kenny Merchant's trying to make a run of it, make it a game for himself as he battles there with Johnny Stokes' car, and we watch them go flying down the back straightaway together. Here they come down the back straightaway into turn 3. This is we're looking over the field. That's the 17M car of Dale McDowell being chased by the 66 car, of course, of Fry, with the battle continuing behind him with Freddie Smith in the 00. And, of course, Gar Dixon on the outside. Everybody bunching up, everybody taking a run at it, no matter which lap they're on right now. They're all trying to go forward very fast and make it happen. We're looking for the white flag. We've got a couple laps to go. And so far, Ronnie Johnson looks like the guy that's going to take this one. He's got the lead. He's holding the lead. He continues to run. And we're on right down to near lap 97. 2 laps away from white flag to pay dirt. Here we go. Look at the closeness of the action there. Happens to the 17M car again. Now he's putting the pressure on Freddie Smith, although Freddie seems to have very little left in that car to push around Bill Fry. Fry, a master at holding off the best in the business once he gets in front. He's got this racetrack pretty much sewn up so that Freddie can't get around him. But Ronnie Johnson is going to continue to pour through. He's coming around. He's heading to the white flag. He just saw it. Ronnie Johnson goes into turn 1. He keeps himself calm. He keeps himself straight. He's out of 2. He shoots. He flies down the back straightaway. Comes in, stays deep on the gas into turn 3. Here he comes around turn 4. He's behind Wendell Wallace, who's been lapped. He's coming across and takes the checkered flag. Ronnie Johnson has grabbed one of the biggest races of his career and a huge purse tonight. Race number 5, it has the number 5 on it for 1997.
And for Ronnie Johnson, his 18th career Hav-A-Tampa victory, raising the arm in nothing but ecstasy. I'm telling you, for a guy like this who's back on his own after teaming up last year, he's decided to go back out and pay the bills himself. $10,000 feels awfully good.
Could have been great to have a camera on his wife, Pat, to see that look of relief on her face. I'll bet you for sure.
Woo!
Ronnie's heading to the scales. Kevin's heading to the front straightaway for the interview. He'll talk to Ronnie Johnson. We'll come back to Chatham, Louisiana, and Super B Speedway, where tonight's winner of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series feature race and $10,000, Ronnie Johnson, sits on the scales with everybody excited for this man.
No one's ever built a truck like this before. Over 50 dedicated engineers have been working with more than 5,000 trucking professionals for more than 3 years, just to make one person happy. Introducing the all-new Ford Aeromax. We changed everything but the handle. Together, we can run the country.
Iski racing cams and valve train components are made to perfect your racing performance. Meeting the highest standards of America's top competitors is Iski's guarantee. In-house daily testing ensures Iski manufacturing quality that builds in Iski reliability and endurance. Engine builders count on Iski precision tolerances upon delivery. And top drivers keep themselves at the front with proven Iski results. Iski does the testing, you do the racing. Go fast. Go Iski.
Race fans, come see why Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC is the South's largest GMC dealer. Carl Black has a giant inventory of GMC trucks for you to choose from, and they have a huge selection of full-size pickups. The hard-to-find 3-door Z71, Carl Black has plenty of them. Commercial truck buyers, Carl Black has a large inventory of GMC commercial vehicles featuring dualies, 3/4 tons, dump trucks, high cubes, stake bodies, and more. So before you buy from just any old dealer, come and see Carl Black Buick Pontiac GMC at exit 116 off I-75 in Kennesaw, Georgia.
As the new Ford Aeromax 113 turns the miles across America, the eyes of America's trucking industry are turning to Ford. Ford research among 5,000 truck drivers and owners brought forth the most requested customer features in Ford's Aeromax 113. In today's terms, big comfort, power to operate, and control at the wheel are all in the hands of today's driver. See it and ride the new wave of trucking success in Ford's Aeromax 113.
Ronnie Johnson, exuberant, excited, and ready to celebrate one of the biggest wins of his career here tonight at Super B Speedway. You see him with a crew member riding up there on the right rear of the car. Everybody's enjoying this moment with the Ronnie Johnson camp. Couldn't be happier for the man. It's a great moment. And Kevin Billingsley is going to talk to him and hear the results as he climbs from the car. Ronnie Johnson gets the victory salute, the recognition, and there's the wife throwing that big hug on her man. That was great. That is great. There's Ronnie Johnson. Let's hear what he has to say, Kevin Billingsley.
Out there tonight, the first 27, 30 laps, it was Starnes leading the race. His car kind of went away, and yours kind of came into the track.
Well, it was a big gamble tonight on tire choices. You know, we have a lot of compounds and even different brands to choose from, and the guys that took off early apparently had soft rubber on. There was a little bit of everything out there. The racetrack was really raceable, and you know, there's guys putting tires on for different parts of the racetrack. And you know, I was probably just as confused as anybody, but you know, we made an educated guess, and it turned out to be the right thing. I'm sure that the tires were a key factor. You know, the Hoosiers that we put on, you know, we picked the right choices. I'm sure it was a key factor. Things have started to pick up in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and you know, it takes something like this to really get some momentum up.
Bill, you started 21st, and goodness gracious, after 100 laps, you finished second. What was the deal? I guess the tires, was that the key thing for you?
I think so. If we'd had more 55s on, we'd have been better off. We were a little soft on the front tires and had a bad push all the way through the race, but we could drive it through in the middle of the corners. And we were really proud to get second after the runs we had in the heat race and timing in tonight.
If you had a few more laps, do you think you could have tracked down Ronnie?
No, I don't think so. We needed a little harder right front to get it to turn a little better, and then we might have been able to put on a race with him. But the way it was, I think we were lucky to get second place. We were a good second place car.
Bill Fry, of course, coming in second to Ronnie Johnson, who grabs that first win of the 1997 Hav-A-Tampa Series. And, of course, following Bill Fry in third is the defending champion, Freddie Smith, still on top of the points after tonight's race. Next, it was Texas' Ricky Ingalls, followed by Tennessee's Skip Arp and Dresden, Ohio's Stars champion, Donnie Moran. In seventh, it was Clint Smith, a former champion in 1993 of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. And, of course, last year's 32-win champ himself, Billy Moyer, finishing 8th, with Houston's Robbie Starnes in 9th, Wendell Wallace 10th, Steve Russell out of Tupelo, Mississippi in 11th, and Mike Bolin comes in 12th to cap off the top 12 so far tonight. In 13th, it was Flintstone, Georgia's number 60, Gar Dixon. 14th was David Gibson out of Ash Flat, Arkansas. And Johnny Burton brings in the 15th spot right out of Russellville, Arkansas. In 16th, it's Johnny Stokes, followed by Terry Phillips in 17th. And Kenny Merchant out of Ruston, Louisiana in the C28 car finishes 18th. Also out of Louisiana, it's Ronnie Boucher in the 5X car finishing 19th, followed by the 21 car in 20th, Ricky Idle. In 21st, it was Rossville, Georgia's Dale McDowell, car number 17, followed in 22nd by Marshall Green. In 23rd by Lee J. Haddocks, another Louisiana driver, and in 24th from Coffeyville, Kansas, Al Perkey. From Stockbridge, Georgia, Mark Miner in the number 7 car returns to the Hav-A-Tampa Series competition, finishing 25th, and 26th belongs to Donald Watson in the number 91 car. And Ronnie Johnson picks up that all-important first win of 1997 at $10,000. Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series Television is brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks, maker of the all-new Aeromax and Louisville Truck Series. Together, we can run the country. And by the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series, America's biggest dirt track late model series. A Sports radio communications are provided by Team One Communications, a great way to hear the race. Call Team One for your own scanner. Long-distance telephone service provided to A Sports by Taylor Communications. Call for information on how to save on your home or business long-distance cost. Hotel accommodations in West Monroe, Louisiana, provided by the Red Roof Inn. The Red Roof Inn waits for you across America day and night. As they say, we make it right under the roof. Make the Red Roof Inn your choice for comfort and convenience. Hav-A-Tampa Series television schedules across America will be found on the internet at www.asportsnet.com. All rights to this telecast are the property of A Sports Marketing. Your VHS tape copy can be purchased for $19.95 plus shipping, handling, and applicable tax. Call 1-888-TAMPA-00 to order. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series is exclusively produced by A Sports Marketing from San Antonio, Texas, in conjunction with Maverick Video Productions. For Kevin Billingsley, this is Trace Ali. Thanks for watching.
If you missed Fox Sports News this week, we were there when the Dodgers' Brett Butler